Hey everyone, it's Nelson here, bringing you another exciting BuildTeam interview. Last time I did an interview with Tech Blogger, you guys should go check it out. The link will be in the description. Today is going to be a very special interview. We're going to be interviewing our CFO and one of the founders of BuildTeam, Cryptomancer. Cryptomancer, how are you doing?
I'm very well, thanks. Good to be here. And yourself, Nelson?
I'm doing very well, thanks so much for asking. I promise this interview is not going to be as strange as the previous one. I know I really went off on another tangent there.
Yep, you sure did, but either way, I don't mind. It's all good.
In that case, let's get right into it. Can you tell me a little bit about who you are, how you founded BuildTeam, and what you do for BuildTeam?
Sure. First of all, let me apologize in advance because this question has kind of a long and sprawling answer, so I hope I won't bore you too much with it.
Oh, that's cool. I've got pretty much all day here.
Excellent. Alrighty. I'm a software developer from Seattle in the United States, and after graduating from the University of Washington, I decided I wanted to travel a bit, and Japan seemed a natural choice since Japanese culture is pretty popular in Seattle, so I moved to Tokyo. Originally, I was just going to stay for about a year, but then I met my wife, we got married, one thing led to another, and I just sort of ended up staying. So here we are, a decade and a half later, and I'm still here in Tokyo and loving every minute of it. Tokyo is one of the world's big finance hubs as well. So before getting involved with blockchain, I spent most of my professional career working for big global investment banks, programming trading systems used by the bank's traders for FX, swaps, and bonds trading. That experience served me really well as a base to build on for my own personal cryptocurrency investing. Besides programming, cryptocurrencies are one of my big passions in life. We live in very exciting times. The blockchain technology underpinning cryptocurrencies offers so much promise to disrupt and improve the world's existing financial infrastructure. And really, these are early days still. We've only just begun to explore the vast range of what's possible with this technology. Anyway, through my various investments, I discovered Steam and tried my hand at blogging for a while. It wasn't long before I learned about SteamVoter, an indispensable tool developed by a really sharp guy named Mark Goddard that improved my Steam curation immensely, allowing me to vote on and support my favorite authors 24 hours a day, even while I was sleeping. And once I started using SteamVoter, it was just so great I couldn't imagine going back and living without it. So fast forward a bit, and you can imagine my dismay when, I think it was around March last year, Mark decided he didn't want the burden of running a SteamVoter anymore. It was getting to be too much effort for him, and he wanted to move on to other projects. But rather than shutting down SteamVoter completely, he offered to sell his share of the project to anyone who wanted to take over. I jumped at the opportunity and quickly came to an arrangement to buy out his share. So I became 50% owner of SteamVoter, in charge of maintaining and running the technical side of things, and the owner of the other 50% was none other than Ricardo, a well-liked Steam witness who had been managing the business side of things as Mark's partner. So together, Ricardo and I began pushing SteamVoter forward on our own. Soon after that, Ricardo told me about a new project, MinnoBooster, which was being developed by a talented German programmer going by the Steam name Regimuffin. We brought Regimuffin onto our team as a third partner, joining MinnoBooster and SteamVoter together to operate under a single business entity, which we decided to call BuildTeam. And that's really how things got started. That was the initial snowball that rolled down the hill, and we just started growing from there. Makes me feel a bit nostalgic, really, thinking back on those exciting early days now.
Wow, that's quite the story right there. So, seeing as you are the CFO of BuildTeam, what are the first three things that you check on when you wake up?
Good question. Well, my daily routine is perhaps a bit more mundane than you might expect, but I am nothing if not a creature of habit. I always like to know what happened overnight while I was sleeping. We're truly a 24-hour-a-day business after all, with people spread out across time zones all around the world. So while eating breakfast, the first thing I do is get on my iPad and look through the various Discord channels used by our team to bring myself up to speed. There's a huge amount of information I need to keep up with, or at least have a passing familiarity with. After that, I check Steam account balances to see how company cash flow is looking, and then I turn my attention to SteamVoter. Even though my responsibilities have expanded a lot as BuildTeam has grown, I still look after the original SteamVoter infrastructure. I'm the guy who processes and approves SteamVoter premium membership upgrades, for example, so taking care of any pending user upgrades is one of my first duties each day. I also check to see if there are any customer support issues that Furious One, our customer support manager, may have escalated to me overnight. Clearing out the daily support queue is always a big priority.
Okay, that sounds great. Now let me ask you another question. So this one might sound kind of strange, but it kind of relates to how you approach certain challenges. Would you rather fight a 1-horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses, and why?
Well, that's a funny question to ask. That came out of nowhere, but I think I see what you're getting at here. To be honest, I'd rather have things be quiet and not have to fight either, really. But if forced to pick, I guess I'd go with the 1-horse-sized duck. It's nice to have just one big challenge to focus on with everybody as a team. Personally, I work better when I can bring all my concentration to bear on just a single task. It's hard to split up my attention amongst many different things at once, but doing that is sometimes required of someone in my position, so it's important to remain nimble and adapt as circumstances demand. I try to stay flexible.
Alright, I got to ask you a question about minnows. MinnoBooster is all about helping minnows, and it's one of the only services that ensures that minnows always see a profit. Now I'm referring to the interaction. With MinnoBooster, when they use the voting market, do you think it's a sustainable business model? Surely your competitors can make more with their bid bots and whatnot. I mean, how scalable is this model?
Well, regarding scaling and sustainability, one of the biggest challenges we need to solve right now is ensuring there are always enough votes available for our users to buy. Right now, the UX, by which I mean the experience people have actually using MinnoBooster, could be improved a bit. Lots of times people order an upvote only to have their money refunded and be told a vote isn't available, and as a user, I think that's a really frustrating thing to see. That means that there's more demand for votes than we have supply. I suppose in a sense it's a happy problem to have, but if we're going to scale effectively, we need more people to become vote sellers on our platform. To that end, we'll be doing a lot of outreach to larger Steam account holders and promoting that side of things more. Now, with MinnoBooster, we've tried to build a product that always results in a profit for its users. Taking care of our users is very important to us. We really care about people. We're also really conscious of community concerns regarding vote buying and the like, and we very much want to be an ethical custodian of the Steam platform. To that end, we maintain an abuse channel in our Discord support chat so that unfair MinnoBooster use can be reported by the community, and we have a whitelist that allows trusted users with good reputations to purchase larger upvotes. These and other ethically driven features give us a nice edge over the competition, I think. To put that another way, let's imagine that you're shopping at the supermarket. Would you rather buy the organically grown, pesticide-free vegetables chock full of good vitamins and nutrients, or the chemically grown crap full of artificial God knows what? I mean, I know what I would choose, and MinnoBooster is the organic food here.
Man, I'm so happy to hear you say things like that. Because one of the things that I like most about BuildTeam and MinnoBooster is that it really cares about the minnows. It's really trying to make a positive difference in their lives, which is so cool. This is a movement and it needs to grow. Anyway, enough about this rant. Let's move on to SteamVoter. I know it's your baby, so it's only fitting to ask you a few questions about it.
Sure, absolutely. What would you like to know about SteamVoter?
Let's say I'm new to Steam. Now, I'm going to put you on the spot here, but can you tell me why I should use SteamVoter and what it can do for me, or even just tell me a bit about what it can do in general?
All right. Well, SteamVoter is kind of like your very own personal voting assistant. It votes on your behalf, following a set of rules you make that specify things like who to vote on, how much voting power to use, and how long to wait after a post is published before voting on that post. Like most Steam users, I have a list of authors that I enjoy following in my feed. but I can't read every single one of their posts. That's a lot of stuff. And sometimes I miss things that get published while I'm sleeping. So if I add my favorite authors to my Steam Voter voting rules, I know I will always be voting on their posts 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and that is a really powerful thing. It's a great way to increase my support to authors that I like, and by doing so, I also increase my curation rewards. So when you think about it, it's a win-win situation for everybody. Now, you know what? I wasn't going to say anything about this, but why not? I'll let you in on a little secret. For the past few months, we've been developing a new and improved version of Steam Voter with more features than the original, and it's almost finished. I am really, really excited about this. Soon we'll be unveiling it to the public, and one awesome thing coming in the new Steam Voter is a fully fleshed out guild system. Guilds allow a group of people to band together and collectively curate content that the whole group is interested in, giving people the ability to combine their voting power in new and novel ways. I'm really excited to see what kind of guilds people make. It's going to be fantastic. Now, unfortunately, we don't have a precise date set yet for when the new version of Steam Voter will launch, but I can say it's coming soon, and more information will be made available through our Steam blog, so be sure to keep an eye out for it.
Wow, that's pretty crazy. Those are some really cool enhancements, and I really can't wait for the new product. I mean, I just use Steam Voter right now just to keep track of my buddies because I can't always be there to upvote them. Anyway, let's get serious. I've heard down the grapevine that you're somewhat the Star Wars fan.
Oh, you know it. I've been in love with Star Wars since I was a kid. I've read all the books and seen the original trilogy movies maybe a dozen times each. But the new Han Solo movie isn't out yet in Japan, which is absolutely agonizing. I can't wait to see it when it hits theaters here. Nelson, I am not your father.
Oh, no. So, I've planned some Star Wars quiz questions for you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, but I didn't exactly know that you were this much into Star Wars, so my questions might be a little bit too easy for you, but I got to ask you just two things. One of them I'm pretty sure you'll get right. What is Darth Vader's real name?
Oh, too easy. You're going to have to do better than that to stump me. Anakin Skywalker, of course.
100%. I knew you'd get that one. So, the next one is, where does Wookiee hail from, and what is his other name on the show?
You're talking about the Wookiee that is Han Solo's companion?
100%.
That would be Chewbacca, of course, and he's from the Wookiee homeworld Kashyyyk.
Man, you're really good at this stuff.
Told you, you're going to have to do better than that.
Oh man, I really need to put some work into these questions. So Cryptomancer, I really got to ask you, and a lot of people are also wondering, what is next for BuildTeam? Do you feel comfortable talking about any items that are on the roadmap? And people want to know what's around the bend.
Well, let's see. I've already told you about the new revamped Steam Voter that's coming soon. We're also getting involved in EOS as a way to branch out beyond our Steam roots. You may have heard that we'll be running our own EOS block producer, which is kind of like the EOS version of Steam Witness. We also intend to start building applications on top of EOS, and one area we're really keen to get into is gaming. We are in the early stages of planning a game which will involve collectible items that can be traded between players on the EOS platform. And I wish I could tell you more, but I really can't share a lot of details about that for now, as it's still early days. But those are some of the things coming down the pipeline.
Wow, that's really cool. I'm really looking forward to the gaming side of things. So super excited here, and I'm sure many other users and followers will be too. Okay, I've just got one last question for you, and this one's going to be a little bit more serious, so feel free to take some time to think about it and give me a good answer. What would you do if you found a penguin in your freezer?
If I what? Oh man, talk about putting me on the spot. Gee, I don't know. Guess it depends if it was alive or dead. I mean, frankly, I'd probably freak out and wonder if someone had spiked my food or something.
Alright, okay, good answer. Cryptomancer, thank you so much for coming onto the show. Really appreciate it, and I'm sure everybody, just like me, is excited to see what is going to happen on the roadmap and all the new changes for Steam Voter.
Well, thanks very much for having me. The pleasure's all mine. It was a really great discussion. Have a great day.
Guys and girls, you heard it here first on the Build Team blog. I'm Nelkel JDM. That was Cryptomancer. We just did an interview. If you guys enjoy that, please hit an upvote, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and let's get a discussion going in the comment section. Really appreciate everything. Appreciate you watching. I will see you all in the next video. Cheers.